set to go here, the Bell Center. Here are your starting netminders. 31-year-old Mike Smith is from Kingston, Ontario. 26-year-old Carey Price is from Anaheim Lake, BC. Both of these guys want to be in Russia, representing Canada at the Olympics in 2014. Right now, Carey Price certainly has a leg up there. His numbers are excellent and speak for themselves, but a high-profile marquee goalie matchup in Montreal this evening.
I'm excited for this. I love watching. I'd pay money to come watch these two play. I've got a great seat right now, and this is awesome.
Who are you watching to start this game?
I'm watching Daniel Briere. If we need score, Montreal needs scoring. Need this man to come out of his shell. And when he starts coming out of his shell, he's going to score in bunches. He's got that ability around the net. And once he starts getting that touchback, look out.
The Montreal Canadiens have won 8 in a row against the Phoenix Coyotes, dating back to December of 2002. Last meeting was November of 2011. That was in Phoenix. Montreal won 3-2 in overtime on a goal by Josh Georges. And we are underway here as Montreal dumps it into the Phoenix zone. Max Pacioretty in there, the forecheck, as they try to contain some offensive pressure. But here comes Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He'll play a lot tonight, number 23 for the Coyotes. Very smooth skating Swedish defenseman, just 22 years of age. Here is Subban with the puck. He goes cross ice right out of the tape of Darnay. He's got Pacioretty. Pacioretty in, hits the post. Max Pacioretty rang one off the iron as he had Mike Smith beaten. What a couple of passes there. Here's Pacioretty again, trying to regain that hot stick that he had going here on home ice. Scored the game winner on Saturday night in overtime on Long Island. And almost had the game's opening goal there. As mentioned, Montreal has had the first goal scored against them in 3 of their last 4 games, whereas Phoenix has scored first in 5 of its last 6.
This is the start that I think they needed right there to get that great opportunity right away.
Price out of his net, brings the puck around the boards. It's met at the far point. It's sent back in towards the Canadiens' net, knocked down and skated away by Alex Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk, who has now moved up to 3rd spot in the team scoring race. Scored the lone goal for the Canadiens on Sunday against the Panthers, and he has scored their last 3 goals in regulation. The problem there is that that stretched out over about 4 games. Here's René Bourque back on the ice, tries to feather it in front of the middle, got the shot and the rebound, goes just wide. Couple of great chances early for the Canadiens against Smith, who was beaten on that second opportunity as well. The puck just trickled wide. There's Mike Ribeiro. The Montreal native is flattened by a combo hit of Prust and Murray.
What a huge hit.
Mike Ribeiro, who's having another excellent start to the season, his first year in Phoenix after a good season last year in Washington. Got himself a brand new contract to go down to the desert, a 4-year contract. The Coyotes come in here without their captain Shane Doan, who is at home. He's not with the team to start this 4-game road trip. He's at home nursing a still to be determined and diagnosed illness. They are not quite sure what is the matter with Shane as he goes through a battery of blood tests, but he did speak to the media a couple of days ago, and they hope that he can join them on this 4 games pre-Christmas trip before it's over.
He's a huge loss, just not on the ice, but in the dressing room, his leadership.
Well, without question, one of the longest-serving captains, the longest-serving captain in the league, and their leading goal scorer with 12. And right away, we've got the first power play of the game, and this one is going to go against the Canadiens. Phoenix gets the power play.
Montreal penalty, 2 minutes for holding.
Still trying to be a little aggressive. Just gets that, once you get that arm around them, and you're going to call it every time these days. And once you take that hand off the stick and wrap it around, you're going to call it. He's still trying. Danny Briere, you got to give it to him. He's still trying to get in there being aggressive. And that's what they were looking for to start this game.
Well, you know about Montreal's penalty killing. It is one of the best penalty killing units in the National Hockey League, 4th overall. They went 2 for 2 against the Panthers on Sunday. Phoenix's power play is 7th overall, but just 17th on the road. They went 0 for 2 against Carolina. There's a blast that goes wide. Oliver Ekman-Larsson goes back to the line for Keith Yandle. He goes back and forth. There's a hard shot up high on Price, and he knocks it down into the corner. Ribeiro picks that puck out of the corner, gets it back to Ekman-Larsson. Walks the line, comes near side for Mike Ribeiro. Cross-ice pass. There's the shot there from Radim Vrbata, who's off to an excellent start this season for the Coyotes. Gotten a little cold of late, but overall they are quite happy with his season so far. Yandle, Larson with a drive, just wide off the end boards, and Price reaches out to cover up and hangs on with 40 seconds gone in the penalty to Briere.
That's the big difference in the Phoenix Coyotes power play has been Ribeiro. Was 25th last year, but just adding him to this power play, so much patience, so calm with the puck, and just knows how to work it, goes to all the right areas, and almost gets a lucky bounce off the end boards there. Price is very aware to come back, sliding back to the post and shut her down.
The power play for Phoenix is up there when you consider they have been no higher than 23rd the last 4 seasons.
It's amazing when you had one guy with that much patience.
Ribeiro's, or rather Ekman-Larsson shot bounced in on Price, and he made a good reaction save. Here's Yandle. Keith Yandle goes to the boards. Ribeiro's parked right in front. There's the drive, and it goes up and over the net. Ekman-Larsson to Ribeiro in traffic. Martin Hansel lost the handle, tried to get it to Vrbata, and does. Good pressure here by the Coyotes. Here's Ekman-Larsson, moves into the middle, sees the lane, shoots right on, and Price makes the save again. Back and forth for Vrbata and Ribeiro. Back to Ekman-Larsson. Here is Yandle. Yandle to Ekman-Larsson. Again, the drive blocked by Murray and cleared by Lars Eller.
Huge block by Murray.
"20 seconds remaining in this power play for the Coyotes to make wholesale changes. This is David Moss, number 18 with the puck. Lost the handle entering the zone. But Phoenix retains possession. Mikhail Bodker gives it back to Mike Stone. Mike Stone, who's a 23-year-old from Winnipeg, has 7 goals on the season along the blue line, but none in his last 10 games. There's a sharp angle shot that misses near side, and now we have play whistle down because the net is off. Was waiting to see whether or not there's going to be a call. Nothing coming. Price has been busy in this penalty kill.
And this is why their penalty kill is so good. There's a couple saves. This one, tip. What a bounce. Way to keep track of that one. What a save. Firing that right arm up. Watch the, that was a 4-foot hop. What a save.
Carey Price, 3rd in the league in save percentage, 7th in goals against.
Wow, he's been so good.
Inside makes another save in close. Jordan Schwartz was right on the doorstep as that puck goes up and into the netting.
That was a good stick by Callender up top there. Price, just the change in his posture with Stefan Waite just made him a little more aggressive. When I was saying in the beginning, he's more bent over at the waist and not as much as upright as he was.
How many goaltending coaches do you think you went through in your 11-year career?
3.
3?
I never changed though mid through a stay somewhere. Like in Detroit, we never switched. Yeah, Jimmy Bedard, who was phenomenal. You know, then I went to St. Louis. We stayed the same guy there, and I was only 1 year in Carolina. So,
well, it's been a much publicized switch here as Stefan Waite has come in and done a great job of Carey Price, making his movements even more precise. Is it hard to change your style with a new goaltending coach?
Yes, you got to buy into it. That's the thing. Is how do you buy into it? What do you like about it and the theory behind it? And Price has just bought into it big time. And his movements are so much crisper. You know, this doesn't have that little lag anymore. I just love everything they've done together. And you got to be able to buy in to someone's system, or it's just not going to work.
Here comes Antoine Vermette, the Quebec native from just outside Quebec City, St. Agapit. On the top face man, here's Mikhail Bodker, turns and fires. Subban blocked that shot and is slow to get up in front of Price.
That was a great block. just desperation sliding across.
Mikhail Bodker chips that one into the zone, calls for it again from Kyle Chipchura. Here's Bodker with a drive, loose puck, and they get the rebound off a body. May have gone off a Canadian head in, and Phoenix has done it again, scoring first.
I don't look like it was kicked in by a Canadian. Have to wait for the replay here. Looked like it was a good save by Price. Good save. Rebound. Oh, stick. And off his skate, just trying to make a clearing and back in the net.
Mikhail Bodker with his 10th goal of the season. That is just one away from his career high 11, which he has done twice in his career.
That's just bad luck. To a pretty good start for the Montreal so far.
Well, the Coyotes really built off of the momentum they had on the power play and were able to parlay that into the game's opening goal here. So Phoenix has now scored first in 6 of their last 7 games, and they get an all-important road lead here to kick off a 4-game road trip. Now here comes that 4th line again. Travis Mullen in wide, centers it for Borg, who was charging hard to the net. Michel Therrien said, we're going to start Borg on the 4th line and go from there. Here he is with a puck. Usually like to give injured players little couple of extra practices, but he couldn't wait any longer. And look at Bork, he's causing a whole bunch of problems in front of that Coyotes net.
He's looking for a call there, maybe a trip.
Here's Verbata, just in over the line, dumps it in. Rafael Diaz in there against number 34, Tim Kennedy. A lot of new names in this Coyotes lineup, which has been depleted with injuries for a good part of the season. Mike Smith is a very aggressive netminder. He's caught way outside his net, but there is a penalty call coming up here, and this is going to draw a crowd as Rob Klinkhammer is in there having words with Max Pacioretty. And Smith was way out of his net, so I'll be interested to hear what you have to say about this play.
Smith handles the puck so well, and he's very aggressive in handling the pucks.
It is a Pacioretty penalty. We'll sort it out when we come back. It is 1-0 for the Phoenix Coyotes at the Bell Center. At the Bell Center, where Max Pacioretty has gone to the box, 2 for tripping on Mike Smith. What you think, Manny?
I thought it was a little bit of a dive on Mike Smith's part. Come in, I don't think he played it exactly what he wanted. Pacioretty caught him maybe with his stick a little bit in his heel. And then he just embellished a lot more than I thought he did. I thought he embellished pretty good there. Got the penalty.
A full-fledged card-carrying member of the Goalies Union.
You got to call a spade, right?
I guess you do, and I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, but doesn't matter. It's a power play for Phoenix, already their 2nd of the game for Dave Tippett's crew. They went 0 for 1, but certainly gained a little bit of momentum as they scored their goal shortly after. Face-off won by Hansel, who parks that big frame of his right in front of Carey Price. This puck ends up with Josh Georges, banks it off the boards, and down the ice.
2 minutes for tripping.
Montreal did another great job blocking shots again tonight.
Canadians have allowed just 1 power play goal against in the last 11 games. Entering tonight, here's Thomas Plekanec racing away short-handed. Wines pulls it back, but Yandel had caught up to him, and he took the shooting angle away. Keith Yandel, once again, their top-scoring defenseman, 8th in the NHL amongst defensemen in scoring, playing his 336th consecutive game tonight. That is the 5th longest Ironman streak in the NHL.
Wow.
Antoine Vermette has the 4th longest streak in the NHL. And here he comes. Yandel flips it back for Ribeiro. Ribeiro hammers the puck in. Price out of his net to handle it. It's put up the boards and knocked down. Lost 1 step too slow, but they keep it into the point. Put it back into the corner for Ribeiro. That's cut off by Murray. And Prust is going to skate this one away. Brandon Prust, little stutter step, trying to get around Ekman Larsson. He's still got that puck pinned deep. Finally, Ekman Larson takes over and drops it off for Yandel. Keith Yandel, who played 1 year of junior in the Quebec Major Junior League with Moncton. Here's David Schlemko, number 6 for the Coyotes. His shot is knocked down and sent right back down to Smith.
Good stick by Gionta, taking away that.
And the crowd letting Mike Smith know what they think about his play about a couple of minutes ago. Mike Stone hammers that one in, stopped by Price very easily, and this one sent back down as well as Pacioretty steps out of the box. He's going to hear that all night.
I love the fans here. Absolutely love it.
Phoenix dumps this puck back in. Subban back to get it. He's met there by Klinkhammer. But not for long as it's skated away by PK. At center, a little flip backhand pass to the captain, Gionta. And his shot goes off a leg and right back to the Coyotes. This is Klinkhammer who turns it over at center ice. And it rolled just away from Desharnais. This is Jordan Schwartz. He's in, tries to feather a pass in. It bounces in towards Price. Cleared by Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty, 12 goals on the season. 9 of those here in Montreal. Only 3 on the road. He had that real hot streak that started against the Minnesota Wild on home ice. Went to score 9 goals in his last 8 home games. None in the last few, though. Montreal takes its time setting up from its own ends.
Quarterback in the back, there's PK.
Got a long pass up the ice. Here comes Smith, right of his net again. As he saw Desharnais in after that loose puck.
He handles the puck so well. He's an extra defenseman back there.
Should have seen him at the World Championship last spring. He was all over the place. The extra room there.
No rules. He could fly wherever he wanted to.
That was his first World Championship and his first major competition representing Canada, and he did quite well. They lost in a quarterfinal to Sweden, but many were impressed with Mike Smith representing the Canadian team in Stockholm. Here's Michael Bournival at center ice, turning it back over and moving in with a shot, gets his own rebound. Belcher saved by Smith, and a nice one on Michael Bournival. Was no points in his last 10 games. Good looking rush right there.
They need to get that first shot through because you have both those guys going hard to the net. It's going to be the difference for tonight, getting those shots through.
Plekanec fires the puck in, and they're going to call that icing as he was just on the wrong side of center ice.
Well, the Habs PK so far has done a great job again. Great sticks, you know, all through the first 2 penalty kills was just being aggressive. Great sticks. This is what penalty kill has to do. Everything's great. Nice little touch here. Now they're just killing, dragging time. Great job watching, and he brings it down in the zone and just kills it in the corner. They did a great job.
Face-off won by the Coyotes. Shot stopped by Price. His 9th shot that he has faced so far in the opening period, where it is 1-0 Phoenix on TSN. Back in Montreal for an update on the condition of George Parros. Here is Jessica Rusnak.
Dave, on Sunday, the Canadians confirmed that George Parros suffered his 2nd concussion of the year after a fight with Eric Bolton on Long Island on Saturday. Michel Therrien said that Parros is doing very well. He went with his teammates yesterday to visit the children's hospitals. He's been working out in the gym and will continue to follow the team's concussion protocol, but they still don't have a timeline for when he can return to the lineup just yet.
Thank you, Jessica. Michael Bournival, this shot taken just moments ago was Montreal's first shot in the last 9 minutes and 57 seconds.
Well, you see if that first shot doesn't get through, both those guys just drove by. We need a little bit better stopping in front of the net and getting those shots through.
Ooh, that shot was tipped right in front of Price. Canadians had a very quick start, a couple of great chances early, but nothing really since. Here comes Plekanec, and here comes Smith out of his net again to knock that away from Thomas Plekanec. This has got to be something the Canadiens fans are not used to seeing. You never see Smith live here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a more aggressive netminder in the National Hockey League for coming out of his net.
I played against him when there was no rules for goalies. He was everywhere.
Sent around the boards, met by Connor Murphy, the rookie netminder, the son of longtime blue liner Gord Murphy, who drew an assist on the opening goal by Mikhail Boedker. There's a great save on Ribeiro by Price. Loose puck. Ribeiro again corrals the loose puck and gets it back to Ekman Larsson. There's the drive and another stop by Price, who is very busy and razor sharp again.
2 great saves to keep this a 1-goal game. Great footwork on Ribeiro. Oh, flashes that left leg. Just battling. And right out back to the top of the crease. Great glove save. This is how he's being aggressive. Just up, out to the top of the blue. Makes that glove save look easy.
Coming off his 21st career shutout, Manny, on Saturday night against the New York Islanders. A 1-0 win for the Canadians. But down 1-0 here. Here's Alexei Yevlin. Carries the puck out. He is -5 in his last 4 games. Pacioretty tries to drive. Steered aside by Smith. David Desharnais out of the corner in front to Gallagher. Gallagher is buried there by Hansel. They try to get it back out in front. Now to the line for Georges. Georges spins it back in. Quickly moved back out. The pass missed Pacioretty and ends up with Radim Vrbata. Vrbata in his 6th season with the Coyotes, in his 2nd stint. He had 35 goals a couple of seasons ago, including 12 game winners, which led the NHL. Pushed up ahead to the former Canadian, Jeff Halpern, wearing number 14. He used to wear 15 here. He was playing in Finland when he got the call from Phoenix and raced back over to get back into the NHL to play for his 7th NHL team. Here's Ekman Larsson again. Does that guy leave the ice?
I don't think so.
Flipped ahead towards open ice. Stone is back to get it. Nice move to curl away and make the first pass up ahead, but it's knocked off the stick of Schwartz. Paul Bissonnette, number 12, scored a very rare goal the other night, Saturday against Carolina. His first goal in 2 years. Rene Bourque chips that puck in deep, and Connor Murphy is back to get it. Murphy, a first-round pick in 2011, taken 20th overall, gets the puck right here. His dad played 14 years for 4 different teams. Here's Prust now. Surveys, takes a shot, and it's deflected up and out of play with 5:29 to go in the first period. Phoenix has scored. Boedker has the goal, and Montreal's down by 1. The Phoenix Coyotes have not played in this building since October 25th, 2010. They have not won in Montreal since a lot longer ago than that. How about October of 1996? Mike Gardner scored on Pat Jablonski in overtime to get a 5-4 victory. How long ago was that, Manny? That was the first season of the Phoenix Coyotes in the NHL, and it was the first full season of NHL hockey in this building.
Wow. I kind of liked Jablonski's little old school kind of skate save there that he missed.
You know, Pierre Turgeon had 4 assists in that game for Montreal. He was traded the next day to St. Louis.
How's that for a parting gift?
Thanks for everything. He wasn't getting along with the coach at the time. So, looking for a rare win. In fact, gets even longer odds than that for this whole franchise. When they were going back to when they were the Winnipeg Jets, their overall record in Montreal, 27-3-2 is Montreal against Winnipeg Phoenix. But they've got a 1-0 lead here. Shots are 10-3 in favor of the Coyotes. This is going to be icing, so Montreal's going to get a face-off down to the other end.
Here's Mr. Therrien.
He talked to you and I about puck support and getting the puck deep, and he's not seeing that yet, is he?
No, not yet at all. I thought they played a great first 3 minutes, and that goal kind of took the wind out of the sails, but that was his big thing all morning, just talking about puck support, and getting pucks to the net.
Montreal got the first 2 shots of this game. They've been outshot 10-1 since. A couple of Phoenix power plays have helped that out.
And they ran one off the post.
That's right. That was Max Pacioretty way back. Well, this Christmas Eve, the holiday tradition continues with SportsCenter Year in Review, presented by PokerStars.net. Jen and Dutch count down the top 10 highlights, lowlights, sound bites, and sports stories of 2013. Tune in Christmas Eve at 8 Eastern, 9 Atlantic on TSN. You gonna tune that in there, partner?
Yes.
I won't. Yeah, well, I know I can't get it in Sweden. That's where I'll be on Christmas Eve, so you'll have to let me know how the show is. Alex Galchenyuk with a cross ice pass, goes for Josh Georges, who flops that one in there. Smith out of his net to stop it. And Phoenix right back out of the zone. At center ice, that is Martin Hanzal, the former first-round pick of the Coyotes back in 05. Not a lot going on for the home team right now. As mentioned, this is their last home game until January 4th, when they'll return back to face the Ottawa Senators.
It's not an easy trip. They're going out west.
Here's Klinkhammer. Up top for Ribeiro. Cuts in, takes a shot, and Carey Price again stopping the former Montreal Canadian, Mike Ribeiro.
Oh, another great save by Carey Price. Ribeiro cutting across the slot, so Price has to stop and then come back and follow him. No rebound there. Way to box out by the Canadians there. It's real tough when a guy gets the puck and you got to switch your weight back over and follow him across. Great save by Price.
Mike Ribeiro, who played 6 seasons in Montreal. This is his 14th overall. He's creeping up on 200 career goals. He's got 195 right now. Here comes Bonaval, tries to settle in front for Eller, and that puck bounces over his stick. Back in behind the net it goes. There is Ekman Larsson up for Ribeiro, chips it off the boards, looking for Klinkhammer, who was in behind Daniel Briere. He pins it along the boards right in front of the Canadiens bench. David Moss joins the battle there. Finally, this one comes loose. Murray will reset at the back end with Rafael Diaz. You can hear a pin drop in this place right now. That is not often the case.
No. Wait till Smith touches the puck again.
That's been the most noisy. Here's a chance in front. Again, the pass doesn't quite connect. They were looking for Bork. Here comes Halpern. Halpern, who played 16 games with the Canadiens last year after they picked him up on waivers from the New York Rangers. Bissonnette goes back to the line for Stone. Stone's drive just missed to the far post. Bounces off the boards, pushed up the sideboards for Moen. Travis Moen is pinned there by Jordan Schwartz. Schwartz, a rookie from Burlington, Ontario. Here's Schlemko with a drive. Easy save by Price. Goes into the corner again. Phoenix all over the loose pucks here in the Montreal zone. Back in towards the net they go. Here is PK. 2 minutes to go, just over that in a real flat first period for the Canadiens. It's becoming a disturbing trend for them of late.
That was an absolute bullet that Price made look so easy.
Here comes Bodker, cuts towards it and then centers it out in front. Was looking for Chipchura. Honor Murphy's drive goes weak and wide. Bodker. There's Chipchura, the former first-round pick of the Canadiens. Sends it in. Chipchura now comfortable at home in the desert. This is his 3rd season there. He goes after the puck, number 24. Up there with Antoine Vermette. Bodker winds and fires. Sharp angle shot stopped by Price. Look at this pressure by Phoenix. They're playing keep away. Ekman Larsson to drive. Loose puck. Chipchura battling for it. Almost got a backhander away. And finally, Montreal able to relieve a little pressure. Out to center ice. Plekanec dog tired after that effort in his own end. Can't sustain any pressure. And Phoenix comes right back at them. Here's Ekman Larsson, takes the shot, now slides it in front. Down the left side, he tried to leave it for Gallagher. Instead, Phoenix is going to turn it back quickly. Here comes Martin Hanzal now. He's got Verbata, winds and shoots. Good save there by Price. on the slapper by Vrbata. 47 seconds remaining in this first period. Coming up in our first intermission, we got Have Your Say with John Liu of TSN Montreal. We've got a feature on the two goalies you're watching tonight, two guys who are Olympic hopefuls for Team Canada, and Manny will be by, of course, with his highlights and analysis. Not many highlights so far.
No. You know, Phoenix is getting a lot of pressure. They're Montreal's keeping them outside mostly for shots.
Oh, there's another save through traffic by Price. 15-3 are the shots.
That was tipped in front and fired that left leg. What a great save.
Subban pushes this one up the boards for Pacioretty. But Phoenix has the puck again. Long slap pass chipped into the zone by Ribeiro. Thought he may have caught a piece of the netting there, but did not. Markov, the outlet pass to Pacioretty. He's got Brandon Prost with him. He cuts it in the middle, still with it, trying to spin it back across. Now he gets it towards the net. That is knocked aside and flipped up and out of the zone. And time will expire, and the Canadians will go back to their locker room and try to reset, because the Phoenix Coyotes came in here and they've had their way with the Canadians in that opening 20 minutes of play. Carey Price is the reason it is only 1-0. You're watching the Canadians on TSN. Back at the Bell Center, play just underway here in the second period. Shots were 15-3 in favor of Phoenix over the Canadians in that opening 20. Montreal had no shots in the last 8.5 minutes of that opening period. The lone goal scored by Mikhail Bodker, his 10th of the season. Pacioretty given a bump from behind by Connor Murphy. Let's see if there's a change in momentum here early in the second by the home team. David Desharnais carries in over the line. High slot, very high slot, takes a shot. Pacioretty tried to center it, but that is knocked down there by Vrbata. Vrbata to Hansel at center ice, comes near side for Kennedy. Tim Kennedy, a former NCAA champion at Michigan State. And we got a
Puck went up and hit the glove.
And we got a penalty call to boot. This is going to go against
I got
the
Phoenix,
Coyotes.
due for trip.
Martin Hansel for tripping.
Whoa. Looked like he was trying to run a little interference. Maybe a makeup call for the Smith one.
So Montreal gets its first power play of the night. They are 6th overall with a man advantage, but this is a power play that has gone cold. 0 for 17 in their last 7 games. 1-4. They got one against the Florida Panthers, but they did miss on a 5-on-3 opportunity. Here's PK Subban back there with Markov. Markov winds and fires a shot that misses the mark. Subban meets it on his backhand, can't get it deep, and the Coyotes, who are not strong on the penalty kill, 25th overall, sent it down the ice. They did go 4 for 4 on the PK against Carolina on Saturday night. And they are perfect. 9 for 9 over the last 3 games. That is their best stretch of games in 2 months on the penalty kill. So they come in hot in that category tonight. Here's Antoine Vermette. Coyotes do not have a shorthanded goal so far this season. Galchenyuk carries in, drops it off for Buchanan. Spins it back to Markov. Markov to Subban. Subban to Andrei Markov. Up top, Subban with a drive, and he missed on the near side, and it's chopped outside the blue line.
That was a bullet by Subban. That's what Montreal does so well in the power play. They just load up each other. They one-time the puck so well, Markov and Subban.
Although PK's been a little cold in the offensive category as well, just 1 assist in his last 7 games. He did draw an assist on the power play goal by Alex Galchenyuk the other night against the Florida Panthers. Here's Diaz over to Yemlin, fires it in off of the end boards. Gallagher second to the puck, but Diaz pins it along the side boards. And there against Swartz. Now it's David Desharnais back to Diaz. Diaz with 12 seconds to go in this man advantage up top. Now he goes down low for Yevlin. Gallagher is parked right in front of Smith. Here's Diaz. Moves it across to Desharnais. No shots coming here. Patcher at the end of the corner. Up top to Diaz. Diaz floats a wrist shot in, and Mike Smith has it in the glove. Well, talking about PK, here is the percentage of goals that all defensemen in the NHL are in on for their team's offensive output. And you can see PK is right up there with Ryan Suter. Carlson, he leads the NHL. Of all the goals that Montreal has scored, he is in on over 24% of them. So he's obviously crucial, and that's why he's third in the NHL amongst defensemen in scoring. Right now, everybody's having a tough time creating offense.
Yeah. And hit by the bug of not getting good bounces and good luck.
Douglas Murray can't get it deep. Ronnie Bourque can't contain it along the sideboards, and this one's flipped down the ice. Josh Georges back to get it. Georges playing in his 166th consecutive game. He is the Canadiens' Iron Man. Lars Eller races away. Eller dumps it in, goes after the loose puck behind the net, and he is run into there by Stone, but he rolled off the check, and now Chipchura has it with a 2-on-1 opportunity for Phoenix. Here comes Chipchura with Yandel, shoots, and he missed on the glove side as Price had all the angles covered. Rivero floats it towards the net. This one is turned over. Eller gives it right back. Now it's David Moss up high. Moss shoots. That is blocked right in front of him by Murray. Chipchura over to Murphy. Now to Schlemko. Big block shot there by Brandon Prust. Bourque fanned on it, but got the puck back. And that line is going to change. Well, if Canadiens fans were looking for a rejuvenated Canadiens team to come out and start this second, we've not seen it quite yet. Here's Plekanec, sharp angled shot, and he goes crashing into the end boards. Got in too deep. Schlemko was with him step for step.
He almost caught Mike Smith cheating on that one. Just throwing it at the net. That's what they're looking for.
Oh, if anybody's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve, it's the guy with the puck right now. Plekanec pulls it off the boards, goes back to Yevlin. Markov back to Yevlin. One-timer tipped him away by, and Smith makes a good stop. That's more what they're looking for, isn't it? And now here comes Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk in over the line, looking for late help. He's got it again. That shot whistled just wide off the stick of Daniel Briere. There's Ribeiro back the other way. Ribeiro floats back and then just dumps it into the corner. Radim Vrbata. Back for Ekman Larsson, who broke his stick on that one-time attempt. Vrbata with a shot, and that one, I think, went off the stick of Price and up and out of play.
I think that rang right off the crossbar. Briere has a golden opportunity right here. Oh, I think he might have got a stick on it. Just fired it high. It's a goal, you got to capitalize on it. That hit the crossbar. Vrbata's shot hits the crossbar, goes into the crowd. Price gets a little lucky on that one.
Radim Vrbata, who scored his 200th career goal earlier this season, was second in team scoring last season, and he's in that category again. That was Kennedy trying to turn and fire a shot at Price. Over 5 minutes gone in this second period. Montreal trying to weather a storm here. Bad stretch of games. Here's Desharnais, winds and shoots right on. Almost handcuffed Mike Smith, or so it seemed. Got him in close there, but he hangs on for the save. And there's a little meeting chaired by Brendan Gallagher right around the Phoenix net, and he is quickly removed.
That puck nearly bounced off his heel of his glove and almost went 5-hole here on Desharnais' shot. I like this for Desharnais. He always looks for those backdoor passes and just is going to get those defenses to respect him more, so it's going to open up guys coming back to the back door, and he starts shooting a little bit more. And that Smith got a little lucky, hits the heel of his glove and drops down in between his legs.
Montreal is out shooting Phoenix 4-0 in this period. PK Subban backs up in his own zone. Goes up to center, right onto the stick of Prust. He finds Georges coming up the other side, and Josh Georges fires that one in. Puck rolls loose. It's knocked out and cleared by the Coyotes by Halpern. Halpern, who had 2 stints as a Montreal Canadian. Most of his career has been played in his hometown of Washington, D.C., where he was the former captain of the Capitals. He's out there again on this 4th line for Dave Tippett. Connor Murphy now on the puck. Murphy, who scored a game-winning goal in his first NHL game. This is just his 10th game in the NHL. Penalty call coming up against Montreal. And the Phoenix Coyotes are now going to get another power play, their 3rd of the game. Things are going from bad to worse right now for Michel Therrien and company. They're going to have to get the penalty kill back out on the ice. As we take one more break. Phoenix power play when we come back. You're watching the Canadians on TSN. Back at the Bell Center, where it is a double minor for boarding on Brandon Prust.
Yeah, that's taking the wind out of the sail after a pretty good start to the second period. He got a little punch in the back of the head, a little boarding call. Now I get a little Bissonnette coming in here, trips over the ref.
Now Paul Bissonnette did not like that one bit, but Prust is going to be in the box here. Phoenix is 0 for 2 on the power play. They had 1 shot on their last opportunity, 4 in total. And a chance to get the 2nd goal of the game, and it has become a low-scoring reoccurrence here at the Bell Center. Ekman-Larsson off the face-off win, quickly moves it to Yandel. Yandel down to Mike Ribeiro. Ribeiro, who started his career here in Montreal, playing for 6 seasons. Here's Radim Vrbata. Across to Yandel, the drive, knocked down in front by Diaz and cleared. Rafael Diaz, who's quietly climbed the ladder in the block shots category. He's up to 7th in the NHL. Josh Georges leads the team in that category. He's 3rd. Hansel digs that puck out of the corner. Ribeiro meets it on the near side, goes back in for Vrbata. Back to Yandel, pulls that one out and gets it down. But nothing doing here for Phoenix so far. The first minute of this double minor against Brandon Prust. Keith Yandel has 3 goals and 2 assists in his last 6. Hansel banks it back towards Yandel, who moves in towards the middle, loads up. Ekman-Larsson with a one-timer that whistles wide and all the way outside the zone. Here's Yandel again. Up to Ribeiro, picks his way in over the line. Ran into traffic, but not until he got it deep for Price in behind his own net. Now Ekman-Larsson. Larsson to Vrbata. Vrbata goes in tight for Hansel, trying to make one pass too many, but Ribeiro knocked off the puck, and Plekanec just feathers it down the ice. Here comes Mike Smith, well out of his net.
Getting the booze again.
In case you missed it, he drew a tripping penalty against Pacioretty in the first, and the crowd's not going to let him forget it. Here comes the game's only goal scorer, Bodger, who has the puck stripped, and it's sent right back down. Boy, Smith knows exactly where that trapezoid is, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's phenomenal handling this puck. Pretty impressive.
Well, 2 minutes gone in this double minor, and Phoenix is yet to register a shot in this entire period. And we're 9 minutes into it. Moss into the corner where Antoine Vermette is immediately met there by Diaz. Bodger helps out, gets it back to the line for Schlemko. Here is Stone. His drive is tipped just wide. Stone with his 7 goals. That's tied for 3rd most amongst NHL defensemen. Schlemko again. Walks the line into the middle. His return feed is out of the reach of Bodger. And Diaz goes back in for Lars Eller. Zeller short-handed has it poked away, and it's back for his old buddy Bodker. Hansel now, angled wide. Bodker and Eller grew up playing together on the same line from when they were just kids, like as soon as they started playing hockey back in Denmark. And then on into the Swedish system, where they were both trained. Here's Hansel now. Hansel goes up high for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Gets it back from Yandel. Quick feed back to Radim Vrbata. Into the final 30 seconds of a double minor. Phoenix has not looked dangerous at all. Here's Gianta on his backhand. Just pushes it down the ice. Bonneval in there against Smith. Leaves it for Yandel. Not going to touch him again, are they?
Nope. They'll get another 9.5 for diving.
Boy, wait till Mike Smith hears that a goalie color commentator went against him. The word will get back to him, man.
Hey,
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
I was one of the worst ones that are diving. You couldn't touch me. The 10-foot pull. I was all over the place.
well, they've killed it off. Prust steps out of the box. Crowd gives the penalty killers a hand as they have done it yet again. That has been the one constant for Montreal all season long. Tremendous penalty killing, and they've kept it just a one-goal game on TSN. A hat trick from this guy, Max Pacioretty. And an outburst that really kick-started Pacioretty, restarted the team, and that's the same type of turnaround they're looking for right now.
Yeah, and then they could build right off this 4-minute PK they just came off of, only allowing one shot. That's going to spark the bench.
Here's Zeller. Banks that one off the boards, looking for Rennie Bork, who's on the puck, and he gets it down low for Travis Moen. Moen had it roll away from him, and Phoenix just clears the zone. Back to get it is Subban. Bouncing puck on him, and it's followed up there by the Coyotes. Here's Klinkhammer. Sharp angled shot steered aside by Price. Phoenix has not had many shots on Price in this second period, just 3 of them so far. But this is going to be icing against Montreal. As mentioned, this is the last home game for a while. Coming up, a holiday road trip. The next 6 games away from home, 2 of them before Christmas. Their last game before the Christmas break is this Saturday at Nashville, and then they don't play again until the 28th. But then it's, 4 games in 6 nights.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're struggling just to score goals, it's nice to get on the road, especially you can get some warm weather and get some team bonding going.
Price tried to corral that loose puck. Instead, it's skated away. Here's Eller. Eller makes a nice move to get the puck in deep. And he's rubbed out by his old friend, Mikhail Bodker. Lars Eller, no points in his last 6. There's a shot and a nice routine save there by Mike Smith.
This was all started by Pacioretty's forecheck. Good stick, went right to Eller. And he just snaps it right into the chest, right off the eye of the wolf. It was just all done by Pacioretty's good forecheck. Snapping it.
He's been contributing in a lot of other ways of late with his physical play and hard work, but right now Eller with 1 goal in his last 15 games, stuck on 8. Which matches his entire season total from last season. Gallagher, another guy who's struggling to light the lamp of late. He's stuck on 9 goals. Which again is a great start for a second-year player, but no goals in his last 10 right now. We'll go up and down this lineup. Everybody's kind of cold, except for Alex Galchenyuk. Here's Yebelin, tried to put it towards the net. It rolls into the corner instead. Pacioretty trying to keep the pressure on, but Ekman-Larsson, ever dependable, gets that puck away, and here's Radim Vrbata. Vrbata snaps a shot. He's got a real sneaky release, doesn't he?
Sneaky release. That was drawn back an inch and let go.
Pacioretty on the forecheck. Back to help out is the youngster Connor Murphy. He's 20 years of age. Good thing he was there for Phoenix. Gianta tried to center it. Went off the skates of Plekanec and goes back into the corner. Galchenyuk pushes it back up to Thomas Plekanec. Here's Murray. Leaves it for Gianta. Winds and fires a shot. Was looking for a tip in front. Whistles it wide. Diaz down low. Galchenyuk walks out of the corner. Here's Plekanec again. Plekanec, now it's Montreal's turn to have Phoenix running around in its own zone. Galchenyuk again. Trying to get it back for Diaz, and they say that came out over the line. One goal against in this game. The magic number for Carey Price has been 2 or less. And look at this amongst NHL #1 netminders. The percentage of times in their starts in which they've allowed 2 or less, and Price is right up there with Josh Harding and Ben Bishop.
And this is exactly what they need when they go through a little scoring slump. Just keeping them in the game is the big part. And he's been doing a phenomenal job about it all year.
2 or less in 12 of his last 13. And as you can see, 74% of his starts. And he's coming off that shutout in which he allowed none. Obviously, the 1-0 win with the game winner scored by Pacioretty. Here's Ribeiro. Stops up, still with the puck, able to get it to Schlemko. Almost got the tip from Moss, and it rolls in behind Price and out of harm's way. Chance there, all created by the patience and puck possession of Mike Ribeiro.
He is so patient when he gets that puck. The head comes up. It's like the whole world stops when he touches it. Good play, a shot. Just wide, bounce. What a bad bounce. I like to see Price stay down on that and push back to the post. Instead of getting up, you waste time getting up. Because the game happens so fast these days. If he just pushes back there, maybe that puck just comes right back into his post and he gets a nice, easy little whistle. You got to be 100% when you get up, just waste time.
Clean face-off win by Antoine Vermette. Annually one of the top face-off men in the entire league. Chikchura down low along with Bodker. Fight for that puck, and now they're going to get a little help down low from Michael Bournival as Montreal gains possession. Subban fires that one in. Connor Murphy's back to get it. Yandel keeps it moving along the near boards. There's Bodker, the 8th overall pick in the 08 draft, former Kitchener Ranger. And Price forced to make another long-range save. He'll hang on with 5:17 to go. Pretty quiet Bell Center right now as the Canadians are down 1-0 against the Phoenix Coyotes. There's Dave Tippett in his 5th season behind the Phoenix bench, the winningest coach in the team's history, and he's without his captain tonight. With that story, here again is Jessica.
Dave, Shane Doan has not played since December 4th after coming down with an unknown illness. Doctors aren't sure what he's suffering from or what caused it. Some of his symptoms are fever, headache, pain, and discomfort. He didn't make the trip to Montreal, but he is responding well to the medication the doctors have given him, and Dave Tippett says there is a chance he might be able to join his team at some point during this 4-game road trip. There is a family connection between Doan and the Montreal Canadiens. He's Carey Price's second cousin.
There's a lot of no family pleasantries tonight. That's for sure. Shane Doan is no doubt watching this one at home in Phoenix. As mentioned, they hope to get him out onto this trip, which is going to take them to Toronto next. There's a lot of teams in the East. Get a look at a team they don't see very often, and this is how Phoenix does it. They're not flashy, but they work very hard and limit their chances against, although they've been giving up a lot more goals than you would normally see from a Dave Tippett coach team. There's a quick shot that goes past the Price net. Phoenix is dominating in the faceoff circle tonight, Manny. They've won 79% of the faceoffs. Jeff Halpern with a shot off of Price and out of play.
Mr. Price got this elbow up there and deflected it over into the crowd, or into the netting now.
Talking about the faceoffs again, Manny, you know, that's why you can't improve your lot in life unless you've got the puck.
You've got to win, especially your own zone. You've got to dominate the faceoff circle in your own zone. Even to tie up and have your wingers come in and help you out. If you're starting to lose it, you just got to start going into a tie-up mode and let your wingers come in and help you win some faceoffs. It's extremely important.
Plekanec is the most reliable face-off man. That one's pulled back by Hansel, but jumping on the loose puck there is Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk gets it to Plekanec. Galchenyuk was tripped up there. Crowd not happy with that. They felt the referee kind of interfered. We're going to let him hear about that for sure. Tim Kennedy along the sideboards. He's trying to get some help there from Verbata. And here comes Galchenyuk again. Galchenyuk into the middle. And that one is knocked down by Connor Murphy. He and Galchenyuk played together in Sarnia this time last year, in fact, before both were gone over to the World Juniors. Here is Murphy right now. Murphy winds and was ready to fire, but there is a too many men call coming up against the Phoenix Coyotes, and pretty clear here. So the Montreal Canadiens are going to get a power play in the late stages here of this second period.
Yeah, he jumped over and jumped back. Right here. Saw the puck coming, hesitated, already jumped on. That was called by the back linesman back there. Second period is always that tough change. You get a little excited when you get behind the D when that puck comes up to you. When you're going to the bench, you've got to change. Guys are jumping.
Montreal 0 for 1 tonight with a man advantage. Subban pressure to the point, keeps it in. Here's Markov. Walks in and then throws it back to Subban, but a little miscommunication there forces him outside the zone. Pacioretty just turns it over, and that's an easy clear for the Coyotes.
2 bad passes on that play and that entry.
Montreal, when their power play was going, man, everybody involved. They've got 12 different players with a power play goal. Here's Gallagher with a shot. Tipped in front. Loose puck. Hammered there from the far side by Markov, and he couldn't get it through traffic.
That was some great puck movement there.
Here comes Subban. Patiently up the ice. Banks it off the boards, and it goes in deep. Gallagher down low, chipped away from him by Jeff Halpern. Now it's Desharnais. Desharnais, PK's ready to shoot, but Desharnais gets over the Pacioretty. Second post he's hit tonight. What a rocket from Pacioretty.
That caught the underside of the crossbar. I don't know how that did not go in.
Eller makes a move at center ice, then gains the zone with some speed, steps around Murphy. Back in support was Antoine Vermette, and this one is sent down the ice with half a minute to go in the too many men call against the Coyotes. Here comes Eller again. Schlemko held him up. He was trying to get around the Coyotes defenseman. Now it's Moss. David Moss. He's in. His snapshot deflected up into the netting. 14 seconds remaining in this power play. Manny?
This is what you're looking for, puck movement. Great, right across, right through the box, which opens up everything. Little tip in front. And I'd like to know how this did not go in the net. Drives the middle, opens it up. Oh, hit the corner where the 2 bars meet, the crossbar and the post. Ripped it, Pacioretty ripped it. Can't get a bounce right now, Dave.
Well, he had a post in the first period, now he's got one in the second.
Got to keep firing though.
Plekanec to Gionta. Schlemko fell down. Gionta throws it out in front of the net, out of the reach of everybody. And now it's Georges. Up high for Subban. His drive in front. Great save by Smith. Plekanec tries to stay on it, and Smith has got it. What a stop there by Mike Smith. Just as the penalty expires, teams are now back to 5-on-5. So Montreal 0 for 2 with the man advantage.
Yeah, this play all started with Schlemko blowing a tire here. The game's entry, and they're getting puck to the net. 2 guys in front. Just couldn't find the handle. Smith making 2 great saves there by staying down and pushing from his left to right. Just couldn't find a handle to find the back of the net.
No shots on net for the Canadiens on that power play attempt. Under 2 minutes to go in this second period. Subban in towards the net. That is knocked down by Murphy. Here's Subban again. His drive tipped right in front by Gallagher, but tipped wide. Georges Keeps it deep out in front for Gallagher, and it bounced over his stick. No puck luck for the young guy these days.
What a great pass try by Desharnais from behind the net.
Here comes Gallagher. He can't get it deep. And this one comes back down the ice where Yemlin is back to get it. In on Smith. Smith's going to hear that. And he loves it.
Dernière minute de jeu, deuxième période. Play in the second period.
It isn't that far away. I'm sure he's got friends and family here tonight. Here comes Buchanan trying his luck down the right side. Thomas Buchanan centers it in behind Galchenyuk. Markov back to Buchanan's down low. In for Galchenyuk. He centers it. Gionta takes a swipe at it out of midair and couldn't bat it in. But he's on the loose puck. Final minute now. Galchenyuk. Oh, what a stop by Smith. Point blank on the hottest stick in the Canadiens lineup right now.
Are you kidding me? The left hand comes flying out like that. Oh. Set all up by Gionta. His whole shift by Gionta. Draws him in, pulls it, and the left hand comes flying out for Smith. Gionta feeding him. Oh, what a save.
Oh, the goalie beside me is
I love
just
that.
beside himself. Those are the
I
goalies
love
that,
those
you know,
saves.
those are the ones you make as a kid in road hockey, and that's where it starts.
That's when the hand Dryden comes out flying out of your mouth when you make those saves.
That was a beauty. He's not been nearly as busy as Price, but Smith has made some good stops here in this second period that has seen Montreal fire 10 shots his way.
And he's got some luck, some posts. Better to be lucky than good.
Here is Markov. Throws it back up towards Eller. It bounces back to Prust. Prust trying to find Eller. And this is going to be icing against Montreal with 20.2 remaining in this second period. Coming up in our second intermission here is what is on tap. Got a player interview from down outside the locker rooms, of course, and we'll go in the box with Francois Gagnon from La Presse. And Manny Legacy is going to take you on a tour of what he feels is the best seat in the house here at the Bell Center. And you're going to have to stay tuned to find out exactly where that seat is. And it's not up here.
No, it's not.
Although it's a pretty good seat.
It's actually a great seat.
Your second time up here. If you're working with me on Sunday. There's a centering attempt for Bada. Puts it back to the line for Yandel. Much better second period overall for the Canadiens. It's not saying much because their first was really not good at all. That one bounces out in front. Wow. It's just as time expires. Yandel batted it towards the Canadiens, but it is going to end in the second the exact same way it ended in the first with a 1-goal deficit thanks to Mike Smith. A couple of great stops and a little help from his friends, the goalposts along the way. Mikhail Boedker has the lone goal in this game tonight. It is 1-0 through 40 minutes. You are watching the Coyotes and the Canadiens here on the Canadiens on TSN. The Montreal Canadiens have lost their last 2 home games after a solid run here on home ice at the Bell Center, but they're down only by a goal through 40 minutes. This is the Canadiens on TSN. Back at the booth with Manny Legacy. You didn't even bring me a hot dog, nor any of the guys here.
You were too busy.
Well,
you and Francois were too busy.
Thanks a lot. All right, let's talk about the first 40 minutes of play and Carey Price in particular, who's kept us. Well, both goalies have been good, but let's talk about Price.
Let's talk about Price. He's been doing it all year. He's been unbelievable. Unbelievable tonight. Kept him in hard in the first period. Didn't see that much action in the second period, but in the first period, he was all Mr. Price. Making saves, pushing left and right. I love his movements now. Just everything's crisp and he's aggressive, and I love it. I love everything about it.
So can you think of a time in your career where you were on a good team that just couldn't bump an offensive slump, and what did you do about it?
Yeah, when we won the Cup in 2002, but right before Christmas.
Detroit, yeah.
With Detroit, sorry about that. But right before Christmas, we went into a little lull of more of the, we called it the holiday blues type thing, and we just couldn't buy. Be hanging around, losing 2-1, losing 1-0, and And actually, we went on a pretty long road trip out to Phoenix, then the Western Swing, Vancouver, Calgary, and Scotty Bowman always had that trip where you'd play golf. We played a couple in LA, play Phoenix, and just stay in Phoenix for the week, then wouldn't go to the next weekend, would go to Calgary and Edmonton. So that whole week we just stand around, hang around Phoenix, play some golf, and the bonding just came through. And then we just took off after that, and then we just never looked back the rest of the way.
So what you're saying is this team needs a good round of golf. It's hard to play golf right now in Montreal. I'm telling you that. You will never find your ball.
Minus 20 degrees.
2 feet of snow on the ground. But okay. We'll see what happens here. It was a much better second period overall for the Canadians, and it is only a 1-0 deficit. As Carey Price gets some attention to his equipment there.
Looks like he blew a lace. But I thought they had a great second period, great penalty kill. Stuff to build on. One good bounce and this game's going to go the other way. Yes.
So here is the scoring woes for the Canadians. 3 goals in over 300 minutes. And 1 goal at home in their last 181, almost 182 minutes. That is what is facing Michel Therrien, who told you and I prior to the game that he wanted more puck support. I asked him about, getting more shots. He said, I want more puck support. I want smart play in the offensive zone. How do you create that? What does he mean?
He means coming across little chips. So when you're coming into their zone on their blue line, little chips, chip by the D, next forward's coming in, grabbing it, cycling down low, moving the puck from low to high, getting to the net, shots on the net, getting pucks through is the most important thing. Trying to get away from those block shots, getting pucks through and getting guys to the net. And then just banging away at rebounds, and they just need just a dirty goal off 4 guys and in the net, and that's going to just turn it around.
Phoenix Coyotes, by the way, have been playing pretty much this entire night with 5 defensemen. Zbynek Michalek is out with a lower body injury. I don't know if he even took much of a shift. I didn't notice him, but he has now been ruled out by the Coyotes. He just returned after missing 9 games with an LBI. That shot goes off the netting. And that faceoff is going to stay inside the Phoenix blue line. Dave Tippett's Phoenix Coyotes, by the way, missed the playoffs last year after making a very memorable run in 2012 when they made it to the Western Conference Final, the first conference final they have ever made, or they bowed out in 5 games to the Los Angeles Kings. They're well back of the herd in that very difficult Western Conference right now. They're 10 back of their division leaders in the Pacific, which is Anaheim.
Every game that's played out in the West is tough right now. Every team's playing well. Just one good weekend can move you up, move you back down. It's so tight. It's good hockey to watch out in the West right now.
1 month ago, they were 14-4-3, 3 points back of Anaheim, and since then, 4-5-2, and it's mentioned 10 points back of their division leaders. They got some ground to make up. And they're going to try to make this slim lead stand up here in Montreal tonight. See what kind of push comes from the home team. Brian Gionta avoiding the reach there from Ed. Here's Galchenyuk, throws it out in front, past everybody, and sails down the ice. One of the banner moments of this game, Galchenyuk being robbed by Mike Smith in the second period. What a stop by Smith.
Those are dream-making saves he made there.
Here's Radim Vrbata, pulls that puck off the boards and skates down the right side, goes cross to Yandle with a drive. Price makes the save and got tangled up. Here is Kennedy trying to jam it in short side, still with a puck. Tim Kennedy being watched every step of the way by Yemelin. Now Gionta. Trying to get it up to Galchenyuk. He was pressured there immediately by Stone. Here's Plekanec. Stone aggressively steps up on Galchenyuk, and they get the puck again. Yandle sends it in. Another injury for the Coyotes, a team that's been very banged up. Dave Tippett saying last week that we haven't been able to write our lineup in ink for weeks, all in pencil. As mentioned, they're without a couple of guys. Derek Morris is with the team right now, but he's not ready to return to the lineup. He's missed the last 4 games due to personal reasons, and they want him to get another practice or 2 under his belt. And now another penalty coming up here against the Coyotes. It's going to be a holding call against the Coyotes, and heading to the bench there is David Moss.
Phoenix 18, minor for holding.
This is the exact same penalty that Montreal got called for. Reaching in, once that hand comes off the stick and you get it wrapped around him, you're going to call it every single time. And it looked like he got a little unlucky call because he got stuck in there a little bit. But once that free hand comes around, this is might be the opportunity that Montreal needs if they can capitalize.
They're 0 for 2 tonight. And the one power play goal on Sunday against the Panthers. That has been a rare occurrence of late for a power play that has gone very cold. They also had an extended 5-on-3 in that game against the Panthers and didn't even register a shot. By the way, the Coyotes sent it all the way down the ice. David Desharnais on his horse cannot chip it past Ekman Larsson. Gets a little help from Pacioretty. And now he goes near side for Markov. Winds and fires! Scores! There it is. Markov muscles one through Mike Smith and ties the game.
This is all started with Pacioretty. Desharnais doesn't get the puck deep. Pacioretty does a great job. This is the puck support you're talking about. Markov with a bomb finds the 5-hole. All done by Pacioretty, following up with that puck support. Markov getting a good bounce off the boards. And just a rocket finding the 5-hole.
Markov with his 3rd goal of the season, his 2nd on the power play, and this place has got something to cheer about here. Tie game, 1-1 early in the 3rd period.
Les Canadiens sont 3e de la saison complète.
Here is Subban, stripped to the puck there by Moss, who was in the box. He throws it towards the net, out front looking for Ribeiro, as Phoenix tries to push right back. They send it back towards the net. Look out, here's Ribeiro, trying to find Klinkhammer in front. A drive by Stone hits Subban. He lost his stick as he's hurt his arm. Subban still can't even pick up his stick. He is really laboring, and now he's going to make his way to the bench. This one sent all the way down the ice. Subban goes to the bench and sits down immediately. There's Yevlin trying to take that feed. Now it's Eller. Around the net is Lars Eller, turns and fires it towards the net. That's knocked down and cleared. So the Canadians have tied it on a goal by Markov, and now the concern is about his defensive partner, PK Subban, who's getting attention on the bench.
He took an absolute rocket to the forearm.
Price out of his net, leaves it for Markov. Markov flips it down. There's Ekman Larsson to break it up. Yevlin bumped there by Kennedy. Into the line is Moen. Moen goes wide, feeds it in, but looking for Preston. It was just out of his reach. Back the other way comes the Coyotes, led by Kyle Chipchura. Chipchura, former team captain of Canadian team at the World Juniors in Vancouver, in which they won gold. Douglas Murray pins that puck along the boards, but not for long. Chipchura gathers it at center ice and springs Vermette. Vermette trying to dangle, make some moves there on Diaz. He is angled off wide. Truss gathers in the loose puck. Following up is Bordeval with a head of steam over the blue line. Snaps a shot over the Phoenix net. Now it's Bordeval out of the corner. He's pinned by Stone, knocked off the puck. Bourque going to jump in his step now. Trying to find his game legs after being out for 12 of the last 14 and the last 7 in a row. 5 minutes gone in this 3rd period. Markov has scored to tie it. Here's Bourque. He's in over the line with help. Briere was double teamed heading into the net and couldn't get his stick loose. All Bissonnette trying to pin that puck with Briere. Comes away with it. He's into heavy traffic again, and now it's Bissonnette. Throws this down the ice where it will be icing against Phoenix. Here's a look at PK over on the bench. appears as though he's
coming
all right.
out.
He's coming
Yep.
back out because he was
took
hurting
a
over there.
Bullet to the forearm. Oh, right there. Oh, that caught the bottom. Your whole fingers go numb when you catch that right on the top of the bone.
Here he is, getting that puck off the draw. Pulled the slap shot back and tried a snapper that was blocked. Canadian fans breathe a sigh of relief. Max Pacioretty's long shot stopped by Smith. Here is Yandle now. Yandle banks this one to center ice. Ribeiro goes across for David Moss. Moss in his 8th year, his 2nd in the desert. Former 17-goal scorer for the Calgary Flames. Here's Pacioretty now to Desharnais with some help alongside. Desharnais drops it out for Pacioretty towards the net. Almost pulled it off his skate, but it ends up back with Ribeiro at center. Moss catches up to him. Here's Ribeiro, and hustling back, he throws it out in front looking for Klinkhammer, and picked off by the back-checking Pacioretty. Gives it up to Gallagher. Gallagher is in, drops it off. Pacioretty shoots! And he hit another post, and Smith in a piece of that.
That was off the iron again. I think it was off the other elbow of the net.
It's coming for Pacioretty tonight. You can feel it. Galchenyuk in a bit of a puck battle with Verbato, gets it back to the line. Ekman-Larsman's wrist shot is knocked down by Diaz. Now at center, it's Gionta, gathers that puck in, trying to go across. Here's Buchanan, he's in. His drive knocked down by Stone and in behind the net. Good quick stick there by number 26, Mike Stone.
That was a great stick for him biting.
Verbata, his drive, knocked aside by Price. In low is Tim Kennedy. Got into traffic, has the puck stripped. Montreal looking far better now than they did in that first period.
Stone bit on that fake shot. Made a great stick just to recover for himself.
David Schlemko picks his way up the ice. Former Medicine Hat Tiger went to the Mem Cup with them in 2007. Guy was never drafted. Phoenix down a man on the blue line and one of their key defensemen to boot in the defensive category in McCulloch. There's Eller reaching for that puck up in the air, couldn't pull it down. Racing back the other way was Bodker, but it rolled away from him. Georges off to Subban, who's on his horse and heading straight up the middle. Here comes PK, dishes off to Moen. Travis Moen with his stick slashed out of his hands, or so it appeared. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Pass into the middle, chipped in there by Chip Chura. Markov. Boy, much better puck movement now by the Canadians. Here comes Gallagher. He's in with Desharnais headed for the front of the net. And the return feed was out of his reach as he was tied up. Markov steps up against Schwartz. And hops over his stick. There's Yemlin, who goes in against Klinkhammer, who heard the train coming. Pacioretty back the other way. Pacioretty on his backhand. It rolls away from him towards the net, now into the corner. Keeps it moving to Desharnais. Moves it back to Markov. His blast off of the inboards. Klinkhammer can't get it up the boards. There's Diaz. Pacioretty towards the net. Knocked down by the blocker of Smith. Now it's Phoenix that's trying to slow things down as they complete a change.
That line's having a great third period so far.
Crowd is sensing the game trying to turn as well. Markov has scored here in the third period to tie it. Bodker has the lone goal for Phoenix. Galchenyuk, Buchanan, he shoots! And there is no rebound from Mike Smith. The Montreal Canadiens showing life as this game goes on. 1-1 on TSN. One of the main subplots of this game tonight, two guys who want to be on Team Canada in Sochi, Mike Smith and Carey Price. There are their numbers tonight in a tight one. 1-1. Both have made excellent stops along the way this evening, Manny.
They have not disappointed at all. This is exactly what we were expecting to see from these two guys making their push to make this Canadian Olympic team. fun to watch. Love watching great goaltenders play.
Both making their 28th starts of the season. Mike Smith's numbers not nearly as good as Carey Price's have been to this point, but putting on a show tonight. Getting a little help from his friends, though, isn't he? But as
better to be lucky than good.
And as you always like to say, that's part of the equipment.
Yep. All angles. It's all angles.
You knew it was going to hit the post, right?
Oh, yeah, it's all
That's why
angles.
I left it.
I didn't have to move. I didn't know it was going to bounce out.
Mike Smith and the Coyotes are quite comfortable, by the way, playing in one-goal games. Have not lost in regulation in those situations so far. They're 7-0-5 in one-goal games so far this season. Here's Moen. To that turnover inside the Phoenix line, but it's quickly turned back. Forbata trying to feed up to Kennedy. That is knocked down. Now Hansel in the heavy traffic. Following up is Forbata. Forbata takes a shot and then drips wide over the glove of Price. 10 minutes to go. Here's Eller with room. Lars Eller in deep. Starboard. Backhand. Smith is down and makes the save on Lars Eller, who ran out of room and space. That big frame of Mike Smith all sprawled out.
Oh, Eller does everything. Great patience. Goes all the way around. Smith starts to cheat. He has all the time in the world to go upstairs. What great patience. Smith starts to cheat. All he had to do was find the upstairs. Great patience.
Yeah, just couldn't get the backhander
Couldn't
up.
get it up. And Smith gets lucky again. Puck stays underneath him and doesn't find a little seam on the way through.
Again, the goalie surprising me, saying the other goalie got lucky.
Oh, no, I told you, it's all lucky to be good. That's how I lived my whole career.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Gallagher trying to get it to Pacioretty and could not reach him with that pass. Here comes Bodger, but Phoenix is offside entering the zone. 9:37 to go in this third period.
Yeah, that's twice Smith got caught cheating and got away with it. Now they got to keep firing.
Mikhail Bodger, who had 2 goals last Thursday against the New York Islanders, as mentioned, he's creeping up on his career high of 11. This guy's not missed a game in the last 2+ seasons as he's really kind of getting more and more comfortable with the Coyotes. And here he is with the puck. Didn't get it to sit down there. Now he finally gets it far side for Ekman Larsson. His pass ends up being a turnover, sent back in. Here's Desharnais. He moves in, shoots right on. And Smith, square to the shot, makes the save, and there's no rebound there. Well, Montreal's got it going on now. The big push is on, but Mike Smith is keeping it tied. Max Pacioretty playing his own hockey version of Jingle Bells tonight at the Bell Center.
He's ranked 3 off the post. Here's the one in the first 5 minutes of the game. Breakaway sent away. Here's a great one-timer, finding the elbow. And here he's back in the slot again. Just catches the other elbow on the glove side. He's got to keep firing. One of these are going to go in.
3 posts tonight for Pacioretty. 1 goal in his last 5, but not for lack of trying tonight.
He's got to keep firing it.
Yeah, look at the look in his eye. He knows it, too. He knows.
can feel it.
Just give me the puck a little bit more, and we'll get one.
He knows it's jumping off his stick right now.
Boy, he was hot as a pistol here for a stretch on home ice. It's all kick-started by that hat trick he got against the Minnesota Wild about a month ago.
And he just went on a tear.
Pacioretty with 12 goals on the season. First in team scoring for 2 consecutive seasons. Big face-off here in the Phoenix zone. Plekanec to take it against Moss. Taking a while to drop this puck. Finally won by Plekanec. Pulled back to Subban. Makes a move. Moves in. Takes a shot. Deflected just wide. Galchenyuk on the loose puck. Gets it to Gionta. Gionta trying to get it down low for Galchenyuk. Fighting for it and gets it. Plekanec back to the line. Georges. Plekanec Galchenyuk. Subban calling for it at the far point. Here's Georges again, hustles up. They move it back for Gionta. Here's PK. PK makes a move, fires a wrist shot, knocked down in front. Sent back towards Plekanec. Here's Gionta to Plekanec. This is not a power play. Here's Plekanec, turns and fires. Galchenyuk now. Out of the corner, shields the puck, then cycles it around. Reaching forward is the captain. Drops it off for Plekanec. Out in front, off a stick, up in the air and into the netting. And there, I thought they were going to take this face-off outside the line. What do they got here? They wanted a delay of game penalty, but it hit the netting, so it's got
penalty, 2 minutes delay of game.
It is going to be a delay of game penalty. Originally, it was not going to be. Now they've given it the delay of game for batting that puck up and out of play. So Montreal gets the power play. Here's why, right there.
Whack. That just, I guess that's a good defensive play in my mind. Just trying to react and got a bad bounce, and the puck goes out off the screen. Here's another great opportunity.
Normally, if a puck is deflected out there, it's obviously not a penalty. Here's Subban, trips a shot in on Smith. But because that was he batted it out of play, it's a delay of game. And obviously, it's not being shot over the side glass.
Those are the ones where refs got to be given the decision making. That wasn't intentional. He was just trying to react to a puck in the air.
Yeah, well, you know what? It was an intentional move to knock it out. Anyway, it's 1 for 3 as Montreal with the man advantage. And David Desharnais settles in to take this draw, which is won by Vermette. Subban goes across. Gallagher's cruising around the high slot. Pacioretty is out there. Here's Pacioretty on the half boards. Back and forth with Gallagher. Back to Subban, out of his skates and onto his stick. Moves into the middle, winds, pulls it back. Here's Pacioretty, top of the circle. Subban with a blast, misses near side. Loose puck, batted around. Smith can't find it, and they get an early whistle. I don't think the net came off its moorings. I think just the referee lost sight of it because that puck was definitely loose.
Wow, made that look easy on that draw. They couldn't get it out. Bomb by Subban. What a bounce. What hands by Markov to get that in the air off the end boards.
Vermette is 6th in the NHL in faceoffs. Always in the top 10, it seems. Here's Subban along the line with Markov. Markov down low. Pacioretty walks out of the corner. Desharnais to Pacioretty. Pacioretty back to Subban. He can't hammer it past Jeff Halpern. Now Pacioretty with a drive, and he misses the net, banks off the boards to Subban. Subban now goes back to Markov. Quickly across to Pacioretty. Pacioretty up high. Markov in for Pacioretty. Over a minute gone in this power play. Tries to feed it in front off the skates there of Gallagher, but it's kept in. That one gets past Desharnais. Pacioretty knocks it right back to him. Round the boards it goes for PK Subban. Leaves it for Desharnais. Out of the corners, Pacioretty in front, scores! Pacioretty threw it out in front. Gallagher was there. But it's a power play goal. 2-1 Canadiens.
And this is what you need. This is the bounces we were talking about. Just throwing it at the net. Pacioretty just throwing it, trying to hit Gallagher on the back door off a stone skate. That's what making up for those 3 posts he's hit early on in the game. Off stone skate and finds the 5-hole. Making up for those 3 posts he hit earlier. Keep firing the puck.
He'll take it.
Le but canadien, son 13e de la saison, compté par le numéro 67. Canadians' goal is 13th in the season, scored by number 67, Max Pacioretty.
Pacioretty with his 13th power play goal, and here they come again. Montreal's first lead of the night. Their first period was not a Picasso, but they've been gathering momentum ever since. A very slow start on home ice, and they can thank that guy right there, Carey Price, for keeping it close after 20 minutes. And now they've taken the lead, and Max Pacioretty has scored his 13th to make it 2-1.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Mr. Price, it would be about 3-0 right now. Throwing it at the net, guys going to the net. This is all caused by Gallagher, and he driving to the net and forcing Stone to get a little out of position, try to do a little too much, and the reaction by an unfavorable bounce, and Montreal takes the lead, 2-1.
Pacioretty is 13th from Desharnais, and Subban at 13-18 on the power play. Under 6 minutes to go now. Stone fires that puck around the boards. Ribeiro has to get past him, now moving in. Here's a chance. Oh! Klinkhammer had a wide open net, and he hit the post. Price with another save. What a chance for Klinkhammer, who's got 7 goals on the season. Yikes. Stays 2-1. Stone, Phoenix with more pressure. Out from behind the net. That is Ribeiro off of the end boards. Price not taking any more chances right now. He'll cover up and hang on for the face-off. Looks skyward. Scoreboard still says 2-1, and this is why. All smiles right now on that Canadiens bench with Max Pacioretty and David Desharnais, because Pacioretty finally finds the back of the net.
Like you said, he just had to keep firing it because you could feel it coming. He hit 3 posts, and he just kept firing it. Now he gets the lucky bounce that he didn't get from the first 3 posts, and you said it the best. You could feel it coming, and the way he just kept shooting the puck, shooting the puck. It's funny how this game works. Get a bad bounce, and all of a sudden a great bounce equals it out.
And Montreal is now 2 for 4 on the power play tonight. 2 power play goals in a game. They have not done that since November 27th, when they scored 2 against the Buffalo Sabres on the road. Power play has been cold, but they fixed that tonight. And taking the lead against a very determined Phoenix team. Trying to grind it out, but the problem was they only had the 1 goal. They came very close moments ago, but wow, talk about a post. It's been a big part of the story tonight. Klinkhammer with a wide open net hit the post. He Klinkhammered it off the post. Here he is again, firing that one in. Price out of his net. Brings that hard around the boards, where it's met there by Moen and Ribeiro. Now the loose puck for Klinkhammer. Puts it back for Ribeiro. Ribeiro in behind the net, back to Klinkhammer. Ribeiro waits for this. Josh Georges launching him. Subban and company pin it deep. Subban just taking more time off the clock. Deep in his own zone. Now this one's loose for Stone. He puts it towards the net. Loose puck for Rabada. And he smashes his stick as he missed the top corner. Now it's Eller. Eller trying to angle off a couple of checks, but Stone got a piece of him and knocks him off of it. Tipped out to center. For Rabada. He cannot chip it past Douglas Murray. Bouillon, by the way, out of the lineup again for the 4th straight game. That rotation with he and Murray has been not much of a rotation lately. Murray's hanging on to his spot in the lineup. Banging and crashing back there. He's got another key shot block or 2 tonight. And that is offside at the Montreal blue line.
Well, Eller, you got to be 100% sure when you're trying to hit this guy in the middle. This late in the game, trying to hit Georges coming up the middle here, and this almost cost him. You got to be 100% sure this late in the hockey game. Chips off the glass, getting the puck out. You know, you got to make that ill-advised pass up the middle. You better be 100% sure, and it almost cost him.
That one is off a stick and into the seats in behind the Coyotes bench. As mentioned, Montreal is going to pack its collective bags here and hit the road for a 6-game road trip, 2 of them before Christmas time. They get a nice 7-day break prior to and after Christmas.
I don't think I've ever had a 7-day break in the NHL, especially with this Olympic year when you're jamming every game in as possible. That's awesome.
Well, there's been a lot of talk from Michel Therrien about how this team is fatigued and all the lemon was squeezed. All the juice was out of the lemon the other day against the Florida Panthers. He's having an animated discussion over there with Brandon Prust momentarily. Prust has played a lot more tonight than he did on Sunday. Played just under 7 minutes against the Panthers. Under 3 minutes to go here. 2-1 Canadiens on 2 goals here in the third. Alexei Emelin gets it to Desharnais. Desharnais with some room to skate it up. Drops it off for Gallagher. Back to Desharnais. He's in. Smith the save, and the rebound is batted into the corner. Chip Chura to open ice, but the only guy there is Georges, and he hammers it right back into the Coyotes zone. Here's Gionta on the loose puck. There's a chant the Coyotes have heard an awful lot of over the years. Montreal's won 8 straight against this team, and as mentioned, it's been a long time since Coyotes won here. Here comes Galchenyuk with numbers, stops up, lost control, and gets it back. Here's Gionta, winds and fires, misfires off his stick. Galchenyuk seems to be everywhere on that puck. He's got it again. Gionta, wrist shot, and another great save by Smith. He's had a hot glove tonight.
He is flashing that leather non-stop. Another great save, flashing the left hand. This was all started by a great breakout pass. Now the great cycle and that great support. Skating backwards, didn't probably get all he wanted on it. Gionta, nice save by Smith, flashing the left hand.
Dave Tippett looks on. His team coming off a loss on home ice to the Carolina Hurricanes on Saturday. Phoenix led 1-0 after one, then allowed 3 unanswered goals to the Hurricanes, including an empty netter that sealed the deal. They're going to face Toronto, Ottawa, and Buffalo, all before the Christmas break. Here's Vermette. His shot goes off Markov and up into the netting with 1:52 remaining here in the third period.
There's Mr. Price. Another phenomenal job again tonight. He's the big reason why it's 2-1 right now. This has been a great goaltending battle tonight. It's been fun to watch.
Well, most goalies who come in here, because Price pretty much plays all the home games so far this season, all but one. And every goalie who comes in here knows they're going to have to be great, because Price is allowing 2 or less. That's pretty much it.
How comforting is that to play in front of as a team, knowing that your goalie is going to stand in his head? Most nights he's going to let in 2 or less. That's a great comfort coming into the games.
Sent into the Montreal zone. We'll watch for Smith. And when he heads to the bench, he's creeping towards the bench right now with 1:15 on the clock, but Montreal comes up the ice. Travis Moll with a puck, drops it off for Eller. Eller takes his shot that is blocked right in front of him by Radim Vrbata. Connor Murphy gives it to Yandel. Yandel up to Hansel. Hansel tries to snap a shot. Smith heads to the bench, and the extra attacker heads on. Final push coming from the Coyotes. Murphy bouncing puck for the 20-year-old. Lost control of it. Here's Pacioretty. Can't get it towards the net as Vrbata was there on the back check. Yandel quickly moves it around. Kept in by Subban. Gallagher trying to fire towards the net, and it's a 3-on-1 for Phoenix. In they come. And a great diving play by Josh Georges to break it up. A 3-on-1, and Georges may have saved the day. 22 seconds to go. Ribeiro, little backhanded pass to Yandel. He flips it in deep. Ribeiro towards the net, bouncing puck, and it comes near side for Yandel. Yandel's shot attempt blocked by Pacioretty, goes into the middle. Gionta has it to Pacioretty, takes a look and scores! No post there, right in the middle of the empty net, and this one is over.
How confident is he feeling that puck gets on his stick? There was no extra thought process. As soon as he got it. Little advice, you still like to see him get that red line in case that bad bounce, it goes in, but there's a lot of confidence in that stick tonight. Got robbed 3 times by a post. Gets a good bounce. There's a lot of confidence in that stick.
And that is it. The Montreal Canadiens roar back in the third period with 3 goals. This is the first time all season they've won a game when trailing after 2. And did they ever need it? Dave Tippett, the long walk, he sees a game get away from him, but the Montreal Canadiens, who've been struggling to score goals, they get 3 tonight, 2 of them from Max Pacioretty, who's up to 14 on the season.
Yes, it all started with a good, solid second period. Wasn't a great period, it was a solid second period, and they just moved on through the third period and had a phenomenal third period. I think it all started from that penalty kill of the 4 minutes, and that's where they got their jump, and they've just taken off from there. And Mr. Price did a phenomenal job in the first period to keep it a 1-goal game when getting outshot.
So they hit the road with a win under their belt, a much-needed win on home ice. The final 3-1 over the Phoenix Coyotes. Back to wrap after this.